Hello guys, and a warm welcome to the Urban Butchery Channel. I hope you're all keeping really safe and well. I hope your families and your friends are all doing really well, and they're keeping safe during this really peculiar time. The video that I've got for you today is something quite special to my heart really, and that is a Cornish pasty, a traditional Cornish pasty. So I'm going to be showing you how to prepare it, how to crimp it, and how to cook it. So without further ado, bottoms up, heads down, you got it, let's crack on. So we've got our main ingredients here. We've got our beef skirt, we've got our turnip, our Cornish potatoes, and a really nice onion. So I've now got Mr. Potato Head in my hand, and I've got to say, I'm not afraid to use him. So let's crack on with this. Here's our first ingredients, guys. We've got a lovely bit of prime beef skirt here. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be chopping this up into very small pieces. I'm going to be making two pasties today, and as I said in the description, the name for these particular pasties, because they're going to be quite large, is a booster. And I got this from a colleague that I used to work with probably last year actually, when I first heard the name. Of course, this is prime Cornish beef. Beautiful bit of stuff. For a proper Cornish pasty, a lot of people use skirt. You either use the goose skirt, which is very lean, or they use the bavette skirt, which has got quite a lot of fat running through it. Also, another alternative is beef chuck. If you're feeling a bit more flush, you can use that. I've also seen people use liver, would you believe? Pig's liver, ox liver, lamb's liver, they put that in there. And also, which is a really nice pasty, I've got to say, is a breakfast pasty. And I intend doing one of those for the channel. And then you get a really good idea of how they look. And of course I'll have to have a taste as well once I've done it. So in the breakfast pasty, it's normally sausages, bacon, mushrooms, beans, and top it off with an egg. Okay, so I don't want it much finer than that. I don't want to turn it into a mince. I still want there to be some texture there. So that's the mince prepared. I probably won't use all that in both pasties, but we'll see how we go once we get them rolled out. Here we have our vegetables prepared. So we've got it all peeled. We've also chopped up the beef skirt. So now what we're going to do, we're going to deal with the potatoes first, because there's a specific way of doing these when we're doing Cornish pasty. So let's crack on with that. Here's our Cornish potato. So what we're going to be doing this now, we're going to be what we call chipping it. So I'm just going to chip little slices off like that. And then we're going to do this all the way through. Now we just chop the suet. Be quite careful when you're chopping this stuff. It tends to shoot off the table. Just cut in half. Half again. Just cut thin chips off this as well. And by the wonderful act of video editing, here we have the prepared vegetables and the prepared beef skirt. So I think it's about time we got onto the pastry. Here we have the pastry for our proper job Cornish pasty, or the booster. This is a short crust pastry. I can make my own pastry. I don't think there's anything wrong with actually going to your local supermarket or your local shop to actually get ready-made pastry, you know, if you want to do a quick pasty. This particular pastry came from a lovely lady called Moena, and she runs a farm shop, St. Buryan Farm Shop, which is in Cornwall. And she makes the most fantastic pasties. They have great produce there, straight from the field. Also the meat is local, everything's local. It's really, really good stuff. So if you get a chance, if you come down to Cornwall at some point, when you're allowed to, pop into St. Buryan Farm Shop. You'll really like it. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to make 2 big pasties, like I said, 2 boosters. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this out. Now this is the way I'm preparing this is a little rough and ready, to be perfectly honest. I imagine in a shop situation or whatever, people would be weighing this out, but I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle and just see how we go with that. Oh, look at the butter in there, look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. So obviously all that will melt in once it starts to cook. So let's get this rolled out. So first of all, guys, we're just going to put some flour on the worktop. This will stop the pastry sticking onto the worktop. We've got our pastry again, so I'm just going to take a little bit more off that. Just looks like it's a bit too much. We'll use that in a bit. So I'm just going to press it down now. Obviously if it is too big, I'll trim some off. Just get some flour on there. Then we get the rolling pin. And then just roll this out. This is really satisfying, this. I really do enjoy doing these. There we go. Of course, the Cornish pasty is steeped in tradition. There's a lot of historical records talking about the Cornish pasty and how the miners' wives used to get the pasties ready about 4 o'clock in the morning, ready for a husband or a partner to actually go to work. Of course, the pasties were red hot, and the miners used to keep them in the pockets. They used to keep the hands warm. And then it used to be the midday meal once they got down the pit. There is conflicting information with relation to as to whether they used to just hold the crust and eat the pasty and then throw the crust away. I have read lots of accounts where little bits of the crust were thrown to the Tommyknockers, which was sort of like a ghost down the mine, basically. And I think the crust was thrown to the Tommyknockers for good luck. And why not? Why not? There is also a story of a pasty being split into 2. So you have fruit on one side and savoury on the other. I am gonna endeavour to make one of those. I have done a couple before, and we'll see how they turn out. But if that did happen at the time when they made those pasties, I think they more than likely would have had, you know, something like blackcurrant, some sort of hedge berry, something like that in there that you could get for free, because obviously apples and things like that, they weren't easy to get hold of. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. That's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good thickness. So what I'm going to do now is to get a plate, turn it upside down, place it on there like so, and then let's get the rolling pin out of the way, and then we'll just cut round this. I'm doing this very gently so I don't score the worktop. And also to keep my hands safe. And there we go. So we just take the plates off. And look at that. Now, in modern days, these are done with what they call a pinning machine. But that's as good as any pinning machine, I would say. Really good. Let's do the next one. Here we go. We're going to assemble the booster. So first of all, what we've got to remember, the letters P-O-T-S. So we have potato, onion, turnip, skirt, and suet. So let's go. So first of all, get our potato. I'll just layer it in there. Now, because this is a big pasty, I'm going to have to have quite a lot in here, really, because this will melt down through the cooking process. But I think I've just got enough potato for 2 here. Just get a little bit on the end there. So that's your potato. Now we want the onion. Onion on the top. Like so. I always like plenty of onions in my pasties. Really lovely. Now I'm just going to stop there for a second. I'm just going to add a little bit of coarse sea salt. I'm also going to add some ground black pepper, because I like my pasties peppery. Of course, this is personal preference. You can add or take away whatever you'd like. So we've got the potatoes and the onions. What comes next? Turnip, yes. So we've got our turnip here. So now we're going to place that over there. As I said before, this is really satisfying, and I get so much enjoyment out of this, really. So we'll just move this over here. Okay, so that's your turnip. So now we're gonna have the beef skirt. What some people do, just squash it up like so. Like I said, we don't want masses and masses in here, because really, you know, the protein part of this is the real treat, really. So it's something to be savoured, something to be looked forward to. Just put a little bit more on there. Good. Now, last but not least, is beef dripping. So what I'm going to do, and I've got to say before I do it, the actual smell of this, oh, it's wonderful. Oh my God. I'm going to put beef dripping over the top, like so. Now what this will do, it'll create a lovely beefy flavour, and also create a really lovely gravy as well. Now for me, I need quite a bit of this on here, so like I say, if you can get hold of some beef dripping, get some suet from your local butcher, he'll tell you how to render it down, etc. If he doesn't tell you, then even more importantly, I suppose, you can watch the Urban Butchery Channel, because soon we're going to have a suet video coming up. Okay, so that's our ingredients put into the pasty. Now what I'm going to do next, what you can use, I'm going to put egg wash along here, but you can use water as well. But I've got the egg wash, so I'm just going to go along there. And all this does, it just helps the pastry to stick together. And before I seal this up, I'm going to put a little bit more salt and pepper on there. Smooth that either way. Just a touch more salt. And a lot more pepper. And so now we're going to crimp this baby up. So we're going to turn it over first, nice and gentle. Got to make sure that them ends meet, like so. And then we're just going to press down, nice and gentle. If there's any part of this you're going to have to take your time with, it will be this. Just make sure you get that all pressed down. Lovely. And then we come to the exciting part, the crimping. Okay, we're going to start here. So, like so. Just moving along. Nice and gentle. And what I like to do is put a little fingerprint in the end there, then I know it's mine. So that's one. Booster. We'll just put that to one side and then we'll do the next one. So here we are, the booster. Just to give you an idea of the size of this. You know, we're talking, what, 9-10 inches long, that? So fantastic. So I couldn't resist but to cut an F out for Franco. So I'm just going to put some egg wash on there. We'll get that stuck down first. There we go. Beautiful. I know that one's mine. Although the other one's going to be mine as well. So anyway, that's beside the point. So now we've got some egg wash. And now what we're going to do is just to egg wash this baby up. So guys, we've done the boosters. Let's get them in the oven. Well, here it is, guys. The booster. Look at that pastry. Well, it would be rude of me not to cut this open, so let's have a little look. Oh, listen to that crunch. Oh. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Let's just get a close-up. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Well, I'm going to stop the videoing now because I want to eat it. Buon appetito. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed doing it. If you did, then please press the subscribe button. Secondly, press the bell icon and then you'll be notified of any future videos. If you'd like to support the channel, then follow the links below. And I'll catch you next time on the Urban Butchery Channel. It's good for you.